Meeting of the City of Monona. That's the. Is that that? Are we okay now?
Yeah.
City of Monona.
I think we're good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Is that you, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'd like to call to order the Monday, May 1st meeting of the City of Monona Finance and Personnel Committee. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Wood.
Here.
Alder DePula.
Here.
Mayor O'Connor.
Here. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the April 17th meeting?
So moved.
I will second. Any corrections or additions?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. There are no appearances. There is no unfinished business. Moving on to new business, item 6A, consideration of resolution 23-5-2623, award of contract for 2023 street chip seal project. Is there a motion to approve this?
Move to approve.
Second.
Dan.
In your packet, I have the paperwork for the chip seal project that we received bids on. Two contractors provided bids, Scott Construction and Farmer. And Scott came in with the low bid amount. Chip seal would be $122,108.11. We had an ultimate bid price for fog seal. That came in at $19,943.77. I'll be recommending to the Public Works Committee and City Council that we do accept the ultimate bid as well. There's a fiscal note resolution, and I have the bid tab and the map included in the both the finance packet and the city council packet for review. And this is on our agenda for this coming Wednesday at the Public Works Committee.
Questions, anyone?
What's the fog seal again?
Fog seal is it's like a slurry seal that gets sprayed over the top of the chip. It's a surface coat that helps do a better embedding from the top.
Okay.
About 86% of the chip will be sealed from the top and the bottom once that application's done. It lasts for about 2 to 3 years.
And we did that on the Bridge Road, Bridge Road Bridge.
We
Or the
did it on,
approaches?
we did a pilot project last year on Midwood and Richwood, and we did it on Winco Road. So we did it on a chip seal that was 1 year old and a chip seal that was fresh. It's usually done on fresh chip seal, but there is fog seal remaining on both locations. I'm expecting probably by the end of 2023 that it'll probably be more off by that time. But it's an additional surface treatment to, it's intended to go over chips.
Yeah. Okay.
I just had a question on the fiscal note. There's all these other things listed there.
Yep.
Is that is not included in what we're approving? Is that right? Is that something we bid out separately for? Or?
That's correct. My goal there is to show you everything that's going to be expensed to that $183,000 that we have for this capital budget line item. When we're going to be done this year, there's going to be very little balance left over, so we fully expect to use up all the money this year.
Okay. Any other questions? Does clerk need to call the roll for this? Why don't you just call the roll? Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alder DePula.
Aye.
Alder Wood.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Dan. Next item is approval of employment agreement for the position of library director. Is there a motion to approve this?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Leah, did you want to?
We tried to do employment agreements with department head positions, and Ryan didn't have an employment agreement with his first round as library director. So we decided to, for consistency, do an employment agreement with him for this round. It's our sort of standard employment agreement. The only difference is that Ryan was allowed to keep his sick leave bank that he had earned during his previous position, so that's in there.
Okay. And is part of this based on his job description?
Yep.
Okay. Requirements. Any questions?
Yeah. It is. No, okay. So I see that the library board president signs it, but just for the purpose of confirming the appointment. So I guess I'm wondering how this relates, the library and the board have their separate statutory responsibilities.
Yes, so the library board recruits and appoints the library director, but the library director is a city employee. So hence, his employment contract is approved by the city council as a city employee.
Okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next, item 6C, convene in closed session under Wisconsin Statute Section 19.85, paren 1, paren C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. This involves a review of applications for the position of city administrator. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Do you need a motion to
Or,
come?
I'm sorry, is there a motion?
Motion to go into closed session.
Second?
Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Wood.
Aye.
Alder DePula.
Aye.
We are in closed session. Thank you. I decided to put a closed session on because we didn't get a Thanks, Leah. The next item is the quarterly financial report. And Patrick, this is something that we look at quarterly. And Mark just kind of gives us an idea of how we're doing in relation to the budget for the year and
Okay.
kind of go through it, so.
Yeah, so this is just, the first quarter is usually the slowest quarter, so we kind of start seeing some trends. But it's going to hit on a couple things. So far, the general fund is basically right on target, which should be. But page 18, I just want to hit on this, fines and forfeitures, court penalties. This has been an issue the last couple of years. And so, one, because of COVID hit and we weren't writing as many tickets and so on. So this is just actual collections, this is how we record it. So last year at the same time, we collected only 41,000. Now we're almost up to 58,000, so we were up about 17,000 same time last year. So we are writing more tickets, collections are up, so
That's good
it's
news.
a positive numbers. We should be, if it keeps tracking this way, should be at 25%. We're already almost at 40%.
And we deliberately scaled that back this year, right, based on the last couple of years?
We have, so yeah. At one time it was up to like 190 is where the max was at one time. It's kind of above that, just want to hit license and permits. It's going to be a little down for a little bit until we have the larger projects start to come through for permits. They're all, says they're getting ready to do it, but, so far they haven't started pulling their permits yet, so. Another big one on page 19, I forgot to highlight it, is interest income. I will allocate that out to some different funds, but we are going to be over budget on that, which is a positive thing, so that's tracking better. As far as like,
I mean, we're going to be way over.
Yeah.
Which is great for this year.
Right.
But you and I talked about just we need to be cautious about
yeah,
counting on that.
because one time we were adjusting it, and then all of a sudden we got nailed. We lost like 300. It was up like 400-some thousand at one time. So
That way.
So then you run, it gets really tight, and you have to cut all that, and that's where you run into problems. The expenses, everything's pretty much on normal for the general fund side. Everything's really kind of tracking. I'm just going to skip over because I think the general is doing good. Is if you go to page 33, which is the community rec fund, so you'll notice when the next time we come back, I'll kind of break it down more. But this is just Jake's funds, three of his 4 funds. You got the revenues and the expenses. They're all below the 25% right now. And I'll do this every quarter, just on page 36. That kind of tracks where we're at. So it's hard to tell right now until we start getting into the thick of it when the summer comes and the pool's open. So it's one of those things that most of their activity is the summertime.
And the rec is the after-school care and the
Yep.
camps, right?
Yep.
So which one are we only at 25%? Or did I miss?
Oh, we're under 25% expense-wise. The community center is at 20%, right? 21%. Rec's at, I'm looking at the expense side on page 34. The rec's at less than 20.
Yeah,
So a lot of that's just, timing right now.
right.
Is the community center piece, does that only deal with the rec department use of the community center, or does it include some of Diane's as well?
Includes all of Diane's.
Okay.
So basically, that's kind of the maintenance account for that account. Probably the one issue this year that concerns me is the EMS fund, page 37. So I'm kind of hoping I'll get some numbers here in the next week. So if you go to page 37, the ambulance fees, we budgeted 545. We're near 114, so we're by 21%, which is below what we should be at this time where we're tracking. If we keep on at the same pace, we'll be about 70,000 under budget. So that is concern right now. As you go to the next page, the expenses, we're at 30%. So You know, it's one of those things we talked to Jerry about. You know, he is concerned that, you know, our Medicaid patients are up, so there's more of that, and they don't pay the full amount, so there's some issues there with that. So that's the thing we'll be tracking here, and we'll have to watch kind of closely throughout the year.
Have you met with him?
We talked a little bit, and I told him
Okay.
we're going to talk in more detail. Page 39.
Before you leave that, did we increase that budget line this year?
Yeah, we did. So the last year we ended up about that amount, that amount about 450, 445 for the revenue side.
545.
545.
Okay, so
So
that's where we ended up, but,
roughly right around there. For this year, it's.
okay.
But it could be doing with a little bit what happened, and if you look at the billable runs, on page 39, here too. So what happens is I get a report from our EMS billing, which is our contracted service account. So they bill everything for us. So I get a report every month that shows what was actually a billable run. You can see it from 21, 22, and 23. As you compare 22 to 23, we're basically right at the same as we were last year, but varied from the first quarter from each month. But in total, we're within one run. So
And this is based on who has insurance that can be billed and.
this is just
Medicaid.
no. This is based on every billable
Everybody,
billed. So
but do some pay less than others?
yes. So that's total ones that were billed. So if say Jerry was telling me today, if somebody goes out and he used the word stub. Somebody that's on Medicaid and Medicare stubbed his toe, and they want an ambulance run. Medicare won't pay for that, so they got all that time out there doing all that because it's not a coverable expense under
Yeah.
Medicaid and Medicare. So he said he's been running into those type of issues, not a stubbed toe, but like things
Right.
like that they won't cover. So
I mean, things that the Medicare classifies as not warranting
right,
transport,
yes.
right there. Didn't that happen with private insurance too, or do they?
It does there too. So
Okay.
that runs into what gets billed and what doesn't get billed, and so sometimes you'll see Jerry explain we'll have more runs and calls, but what's billed is a different number.
Yeah.
So
But that should, even if if the number is about the same, it should all come
right,
out in the wash, I would think. I mean,
you'd hope so. 2021, as you notice, it was at the end of the year we billed a lot. Look like September, October, November, and December. So a lot of the stuff was being billed out and wasn't starting getting collected to 22. So that's why I think some of the revenues was collected in 22. So, so that's part of it thing too is was really this. There were some large runs in 21. So
And when did we switch vendors? Was that in 20? It was after Jerry got here.
yeah, February is the first time they started billing.
22?
February of 22 is the 21 was their first billing
Okay,
month.
okay.
So that's all I really have. Just kind of that was the issues. General funds looking good. This would be the one account so far today. It doesn't mean it doesn't change, but that's.
Does anyone
to
have
watch.
any questions for Mark on the financial, the quarterly report? Okay, we will move on to accounts payable checks. Acceptance of general fund accounts payable checks dated April 14th to the 27th, 2023. Documentation of invoices paid is available in the city clerk's office.
Not a lot of stuff that's out of the ordinary. But I look at page 59, Echo Healthcare, torso trainer. So we did get grant money for that. So Jerry applied for grant money and received it for that. So in and out.
Is that like a
I don't know exactly what a torso trainer.
exercise kind of thing, I'm assuming?
I'm assuming
or-
it's something to do with their
Okay,
need for EMS.
okay.
A couple just little things I wanted to hit on. There we go. Page 68. Copland painting. Dream Park painting, shelter maintenance, and gazebo maintenance. That's painting, so the work they've done over there. I don't know if you've recently seen it. So
The gazebo looks much
yeah,
better.
so that was part of our capital budget.
Could we step back to 67 for a minute, the Blackhawk Technical College Academy fees?
Yes.
Is this still for
So this is part
the
of the
one who,
yeah.
okay.
Well, I don't know exactly. I think they might have been able to transfer to a different person.
Oh, okay.
But it is just somebody donated. It was a donation.
Oh,
It's paid out of-
okay.
It's paid out of the donation account. So
Right.
it's not paid out of the.
But it's going towards the other
yes.
recruit, okay.
And the one person they have a recruit that should be finishing up here. Was it May or June? Do you remember, Leah? When's the recruit finishing up at the academy? Is it May or June? Yeah, Losby's son?
Oh,
May, yeah.
Okay.
So, speaking of the police department, we will be losing one of our full-timers for a while. I believe middle of this month, they will be going over to Poland for a year.
Oh,
So we have one of those issues. It happens, seems like every other year we'll have somebody who's deployed.
for a year. That's interesting.
So I think it's like the third person. Page 71 is kind of the last one. Madison Met Sewage District is at $217,000. Ever since we started working on that I&I stuff, and remember in the capital budgets, we doing it for like 4 or 5 years. It's really paid off. This is probably down 50,000 where it has been in the past.
Wow.
So that's a very encouraging thing. And then that's all I have.
Any questions about the bills?
Nope.
Okay, is there a motion to accept them?
Move to accept the bills.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Patrick?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
It's interesting when there's a committee of two.
Yeah, you definitely got to stay on it.